"I'm not angry at you," he said. His voice was so calm it scared me more than if he'd shouted. "I don't hate you, Melissa. I don't want you in my life. Not as my mom. Not as anything." The restaurant kept buzzing around us. Forks clinking, silverware scraping plates, someone laughing too loud at the bar, a baby fussing in the corner, while I sat there watching my 21-year-old son tell me I was optional. 15 years I waited, 15 years of replaying memories and rewriting regrets. And the night I finally got him back across the table from me, I watched the second chance I prayed for slip right through my fingers. How do you live with yourself after hearing that from your own child? I still don't fully know. But this is the story of how I learned to start trying again. My name is Melissa Parker. I'm 49 years old. If you passed me in the grocery store, you'd probably think I'm just another woman comparing coupons, debating whether the organic eggs are worth the extra $2. I live alone in a small rental house on the outskirts of Columbus, Ohio. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, a backyard big enough for a grill I never light. Most nights are quiet. Too quiet, if I'm being honest. Sometimes the silence feels like it has weight, like it presses against my chest more than air should. There's a picture on my kitchen counter that I never moved, not even during the years I tried to convince myself I was letting go. Ethan at 5 years old, dinosaur t-shirt, frosting smeared across his cheek, smiling like he trusted the world to stay kind forever. Back then, Saturdays smelled like pancakes and burned bacon. He'd sit on the counter swinging his legs, asking questions faster than I could keep up. "Mom, why is the sky blue? Mom, do dogs know their names? Mom, are you gonna stay home forever?" And I'd laugh, young, hopeful, stupidly confident, and say, "I'm not going anywhere, I'm your mom." God, if I could go back and shake that younger version of me, I would. On paper, I had it all. Nice house, nice husband, healthy little boy. But inside the walls of that house, I was collapsing. The postpartum depression never went away. It just shifted into something darker, something that made every breath feel heavy, like my ribs were shrinking a little bit each day. The anxiety was a constant, this tight band around my chest, like barbed wire pulling tighter every hour. And then there was the wine. Cheap bottles at first, just to unwind. Then to sleep, then to get through the morning. Then because, why not? The day's already ruined. The first time Ethan saw me truly drunk, I knew something inside him cracked. He was 6, standing in the kitchen doorway in his Spider-Man pajamas. "Mom, I'm thirsty." I turned too fast. The glass slipped. It shattered across the tile. Ethan jumped. Then he froze, wide-eyed, lip trembling. Not because of the sound, but because of me. That image has followed me like a shadow. It shows up in the middle of the night, right when I'm drifting off. Daniel tried. Therapists, AA meetings, ultimatums. "Mel, I love you, but Ethan can't grow up like this." I kept promising I'd quit, and I meant it. I meant it every single time. But wine doesn't care if you mean well. It happened quietly. That's the part people never understand. There was no big dramatic screaming match, no cops, no neighbors watching, just one evening at the dining table. Daniel sat across from me, hands clasped like he was praying for a different outcome. "Mel," he said softly, "I filed for separation." I laughed. I actually laughed. Thought he was bluffing. But then he slid the papers toward me, and something in my chest tore a little. 2 months later, he had full custody. I watched Ethan's suitcase roll down the driveway behind him. His favorite stuffed bear dangled from the zipper like it was clinging on for dear life. He didn't cry. He didn't ask to stay. He just looked at me through the car window with this expression I've never forgotten, like he was trying to memorize my face, or trying to understand how I let everything shatter. That stare is burned into me deeper than regret. For years after, I kept telling myself the same lie. I'll fix it eventually. I'll get sober. I'll come back. But time doesn't wait for you to be ready. Fast forward 8 years. I'm sober. I work as a receptionist at a dentist's office. I go to meetings twice a week. I bake for church potlucks. I've learned how to live a steady, quiet life, the kind I should have given Ethan. But my son existed only through a screen. I watched him grow up on Facebook like he was the child of an old high school acquaintance. Prom pictures, soccer games, college acceptance posts, and Claire, Daniel's wife, always smiling next to him. Bonus mom, she called herself. The caption always flooded me with something sharp. Not jealousy, just the reminder that someone else stepped into the space I shattered. One night after my AA meeting, an older woman named Brenda asked, "Mel, what will you do when he finally calls?" I laughed. "Brenda, that's never gonna happen." Funny how life likes to prove you wrong when you least expect it. It was a Tuesday night. I was eating cereal for dinner, watching a couple on TV argue over kitchen cabinets. My life was painfully bland. Then my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Normally, I ignore those. Scammers, bill collectors, telemarketers wanting to fix my non-existent car warranty. But something told me to pick up. "Hi, is this Melissa Parker?" The voice was deeper, older, but there was a crack in it, a tiny familiar hesitation I recognized immediately. "Yes," I whispered. "Who's this?" "It's Ethan." The spoon slipped from my hand and clattered against the bowl. Milk splashed onto my sweatpants. Suddenly, I was back in that old kitchen, watching 6-year-old Ethan jump at the sound of shattering glass. Except this time, he had called me. We talked for half an hour. Or maybe it was 2. Time bent. Everything bent. He told me he'd heard from Daniel that I'd been sober for years. And then he said the sentence that cracked me open. I was thinking, maybe we could grab coffee? Coffee. After 15 years, he wanted coffee with me. Something inside me lit up like a flare. But something else, something scared, twisted itself into a knot. Second chances aren't gentle. They don't glide back in. They collide with everything you've spent years trying to control. I got to the cafe 40 minutes early. My nerves were loud, louder than they had any right to be. Every time the door opened, I jumped. Every man in a hoodie made my breath catch. And then he walked in, tall, broad shoulders, hair too long, in that way young men think looks intentional even when it's not. He scanned the room. Our eyes met. My chest clenched. He looked like Daniel around the eyes. But the mouth, the slight tilt when he was unsure, that was mine. "Hey," he said. "Hi." I managed. We hugged awkwardly, a weird half-pat thing, like neither of us knew the rules anymore. We talked about safe things, school, work, weather, his little sister and her obsession with dinosaurs. And then casually he said, "my mom," while talking about Claire. My stomach dropped. I smiled anyway. Every time he said "my mom," a new crack ran through me, but I didn't let it show. I had him in front of me. That was enough. For the first time in 15 years, enough felt like a miracle. The next few weeks blurred into a string of cautious meetups, coffee, a walk in the park, lunch at a place he liked. Every time I tried to give him something, anything, that might make up for the years I lost. Leftovers, gas cards, links to better used cars, little mom things I had deprived him of. Each time he took them politely. Each time his jaw tightened more. And I ignored it. Because that's what guilt does. It blinds you. Then he came to my house. The first time ever. I scrubbed everything. Bought fresh flowers. Pulled out the dinosaur blanket he used to drag around. It was all too much. Looking back, I see it. But at the time, I wanted it so badly to feel normal. Halfway through dinner, I pushed an envelope toward him. "What's this?" he asked. "Just a little something," I said. "I know you're stressed about money. $300, cash, pulled straight from my emergency fund." He didn't open it, just stared at it like it was something fragile. "When I said I was stressed," he said slowly, "I wasn't fishing for this." I rushed to explain. "That's what moms do." The word slipped out. Moms. Everything inside him shifted. "Can we not do this?" he asked. "Do what?" "This." He gestured around the room. "The pretending you've been here the whole time." And then it all unraveled. Fast, sharp, painful. He accused me of skipping the hard parts. I told him he didn't understand how much I'd changed. He said change didn't erase the past. When he finally stood up to leave, he said the words I felt in my bones. I'll text you. He didn't. A week of silence passed. My chest tightened with every hour. Finally, desperate but holding on to dignity by a thread, I texted, "Can we talk?" He agreed. Same cafe. Next day. When he walked in, he didn't take off his jacket, didn't order, didn't smile. "I talked to Dad," he said. My stomach dropped. "About what?" "The custody stuff. The stuff you never told me." Then he said it. "Dad told me the courts recommended supervised visitation." The room tilted. The noise blurred. Those were the ugliest words of my life. I had buried them so deep I pretended they weren't real. He asked why I hid it, why I lied by omission, why I let him grow up thinking I just stepped away. Every word cut something inside me, and I couldn't blame him. Not for a second. He stood up, not angry, just done. "I thought maybe we could build something," he said. "But there's always this weight, like I'm supposed to help fix 15 years you broke." I said the only honest thing left in me. "I want to earn your trust." He shook his head. "I don't have the space for that. Not right now, maybe not ever." Then he hit me with the sentence that split me open. "You're not the villain of my life, Melissa, but you're not my mom either." And he walked out. Didn't look back. I didn't chase him. It was the first truly healthy decision I made in my entire life. I sat there long after he left, letting the truth settle like dust after a collapse. Then I walked. Around the block. Then around another. My legs felt like they did the first week I got sober. Weak, shaky, but moving. I went straight to my meeting. When it was my turn to speak, I said, "My son asked for space, and I'm giving it to him. Not to punish myself, not to disappear again, but because he has the right to live without carrying my guilt." Afterward, an older woman named Joanne squeezed my arm and said, "Mel, love doesn't always look like getting someone back. Sometimes it looks like letting them breathe." I went home, put the dinosaur blanket away, turned off the porch light, and continued, step by step, because stopping wouldn't bring him back. 3 months passed. No texts, no calls, no accidental likes on Facebook. Nothing. People kept telling me, "He'll come around, just give it time." But hope can be its own addiction, and I didn't want to become dependent on maybes. So I lived, I worked, I went to meetings, I learned new recipes, I took a pottery class on Saturdays. I tried to build a life that wasn't waiting for him in every corner. And then, one Thursday evening when I pulled into my driveway, I saw something on my porch, a white envelope. My name written in handwriting I recognized instantly, Ethan's. A little messier than when he was a kid, but his. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside was a short note. "I've been thinking about everything, about what you said, about what I said. I don't know how to do this the right way, but maybe we can try again. Slowly. Coffee next week, Ethan?" There was something else inside. A photo. The same photo I kept in my kitchen. Ethan at 5, frosting on his cheek. Except this one had been torn around the edges, probably carried in his wallet for years, and on the back, scribbled in his handwriting, "I kept this too." I had to sit down right there on the porch. The next week, we met again at the cafe. He was already there, waiting, and when I walked in for the first time, he stood up and hugged me. A real hug. Warm, solid, like he meant it. We talked about small things at first, then bigger things. Not everything, but enough. He didn't call me Mom. Not yet. Maybe not for a while. Maybe not until it feels natural. But as we sat there, two people trying slowly, carefully, honestly, I realized something. I didn't need to rush it. I didn't need to fix everything in one day. I didn't need him to say the word to know he was trying. Trying was enough. Trying was everything. And for the first time in 15 years, I let myself believe we had a real chance. Not to rewrite the past, but to build something new. Together, minute by minute, cup of coffee by cup of coffee. If any part of this story felt familiar, if you've ever loved someone from a distance, waited for a call that never came, or tried to rebuild something you once broke, you're not alone. Healing doesn't always happen in big moments. Sometimes it starts with a small note on a porch, a quiet, "Can we try again?" or a hug that wasn't there before. If you've lived your own version of this, feel free to share your story below. Someone out there might need your honesty the same way Ethan and I needed ours. Thank you for listening.